Phil, we're sat here at the end of deadline day, which is almost the day after deadline day. The fact we're so late into the night, does that show what kind of day today has been?
Yeah, it's been a day where we've done lots of work for no real reward. It feels like we've been here all day. Well, I've been here all day. Lots going on, but yeah, we tried some bits on the deadline day, but nothing really stuck. Couple went out, but that was it.
In terms of the two bits of business that were done, two youngsters going out in Alex Gilbert and Jaco Oxerman.
Yeah, so both players who I think need to go out and play more minutes. Obviously, Jaco had a good a loan last year, probably wasn't quite as good as we'd have hoped it to be, and hopefully he'll go and get a lot more game time this time. Alex was one of our better B team players last year, along with Aaron Presley, who also went out, and both need to go and now play some senior football.
In terms of the first team, as is the Brentford way, the business done early, 5 new faces in for Thomas Frank's group.
Yeah, and we wanted to add, I think we had 2 key targets: age profile, making sure we still had a lot of young players, hungry players wanting to improve and could develop with us, and also adding pace and power. I said that was key in the Premier League. Seen how physical it is the first 3 games that we played, and I think all the players we brought in will add to that.
In terms of the players themselves, a varying profile in terms of homegrown or British based, and a few from the continent as well.
Yeah, so someone like Chris Ajay obviously was at Celtic, so has been playing in this in the UK, so he'll be well adapted, and he's shown that already. Some may take a little bit more time to integrate. Obviously, B team is now predominantly homegrown players. With the Brexit rules, makes it more difficult to get overseas players. Save for Val from Ireland, obviously, who can come and work in this country. And it was good to invest a bit of money in the B team. We spent some money on some of those players, between £500,000 and £1 million in transfer fees spent on the B team. So was pleased to sort of try and add, good quality.
In terms of where some of those B team players came from, there's a few out of the academies, but a few who've come from a very different route, and we've seen with the likes of Finn Stevens that there is no right route to come into the B team.
No, absolutely, and Finn's been great for us, and obviously was on the bench a lot last season. So yeah, I mean, predicting how players will develop from a young age is like one of the hardest things to do. So players who you think might be excellent, maybe don't quite live up to it. Players who have come in with lower expectations, sometimes they rocket up.
One thing that has been noticeable this summer, no first team outgoings. Was there interest in any of the players? No. Well,
maybe there was, but there certainly wasn't any offers. I think a combination of obviously players really happy here, having just got promoted, and obviously I think probably most clubs realised we weren't going to be in the business of selling this window. I started to do these little pieces after the end of the window, mainly to explain why we'd sold a player, and we haven't done it this time, so it's less interesting this time, right? We haven't really been selling. Definitely not at the end. We haven't sold 3 players to Birmingham this time, so a little bit of a different window for us.
In terms of the squad itself, were there any areas in particular that you looked at that maybe business wasn't done?
Yeah, I mean, it's been well documented, obviously, having lost Henrik Dalsgaard. We didn't really have a natural right back. I think Madrid's the only real player who can do that role for us. Sergi's been playing wing back, doing very, very well. It leaves us much more committed, I think, to the 3-5-2 formation. We looked at it, but we said we're not going to add a player for the sake of it who wasn't any better than what we had. And Sergi's been doing so well, it would have had to be a really good player coming in. So having looked at it, we concluded it was better to just to trust the players we got. We've got great belief in the players. They started really well, and I'm sure they'll do a great job through till January at least.
Touched on January, the forward planning is always there already. Looking forward to January in ways.
Yeah, of course, always looking to see what we can do in January. Our better players who we've signed over the years have tended to take 2 or 3 windows to get in. There's players who we looked at, who we made offers for, who we didn't manage this time. Maybe they'll come back round in the future. So yeah, we're always waiting on that.